up here live, but I literally knew to come back up here and finish the word that I was giving y'all. It was just a fire that God had put within me, and I said, I gotta finish this word. God literally, he's something else. He's like working in me. And I said, why I feel the way I do, like spiritually high to give this word. I said, I got to release it. I can't sleep on it. So like I literally wanted to record this video, but it kept on interrupting. So I said, you know what? I'm about to just go up here live and get the rest of this word to the victorious ones. I'm guessing because somebody need to hear it on tonight. So I'm just being obedient. I said, God, I'm the obedient, willing vessel. When you're obedient and willing, you just like, God, I got to release. I got to release. I got to give it to him. So let me give y'all the rest of this word that God literally put in my spirit on tonight. And I'm waiting on y'all to filter on in. And it's not by accident nor coincidence. Y'all are part of this channel. Holy Spirit is leading me and guiding me and telling me, I need you to go all in with this purpose. I need you to go all in and give them everything you got. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving this everything I got because I know that what God put in me is to help and to encourage and to empower somebody else out there, okay? Another victorious one, because I can remember a time when I needed what I get to speak through the things that I have lived. And God gets all the glory, y'all, because he does. God said this on this particular part of the video. God said, you are supposed to be different. Ooh. You're not supposed to be like nobody else. He didn't create you to be like nobody else. He said you're supposed to be different. And he said, be all right. Woo! And I'm saying it just like that, y'all, because that's how my spirit is led to say it. Be all right with being misunderstood. Be all right with not being picked by the world. Be all right with being in the lane of what he carved for you by you with God in you. Be all right with being in a lane that God picked you to be in because you talk the way that you talk. You walk the way that you walk. Meaning the testimony you had is uniquely crafted to who you are. So God wants you, that come across this video, he wants you to know to embrace you. Woo. How you talk, how you walk, how you different. God said you different for a reason. He said if you were like everybody else, come on, how would I choose you for the particular gifting, purpose, calling, assignment that I picked you for? He needs somebody to know this because I literally, like I said, I was going to record this video. God said, no, I need you to press play now. I need you to let them know now. Because there's somebody on tonight that need to be broke free from that mindset of, oh, there's something wrong with me because they not picking me. There's something wrong with me because I'm different. God said, there ain't nothing wrong with you. Woo. God say, you just need to literally wake up and embrace your authenticity. And I'm just grateful on today. Like I said, I know I just did a live, but Holy Spirit led me, and I'm just being led by God right now to tell y'all these words. He said, somebody out here keeps sitting saying, oh, I'm going to wait until they pick me. I'm going to wait until I'm the choice. God say, I'm picking you. I'm calling you. So you don't need to wait on nobody else's validation. God say, I picked you. I assigned you. I called you to be set apart. So what is that thing that he's calling, picking, and telling you, come on, son, come on, daughter, I need you to do this? What is it? God is telling somebody on tonight and waking somebody up on tonight. I don't know who it is, but God says somebody need to hear this word of confirmation. Somebody need to hear this word because they keep sitting there stuck, settling, sleeping. And they need to wake up to the power, the authority, the boldness, the authenticity that he put into you. God say, don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about people that got to say what they got to say about how you talk. God say, talk the way that you talk. God say, be obedient the way that he taught you to be obedient and leading you to be obedient. God say, that's what's going to lead to your breakthrough. Woo! If you like, I'm waiting on breakthrough. I need breakthrough. God say, the wait is over. Ooh, he said, you don't got to wait on somebody else to say, go do what I told you to do. Meaning, if he didn't told you to go apply for that new job, meaning if he told you to go sign up for school, meaning if God is leading you into new territory, maybe to move to a different place, God said he has given you all the confirmation that you need. He said he just needs you to step out on faith. Woo! Like I said, I don't know who this is for, because I'm like, God, go live again? He said, yes. Because for so long, I sat y'all waiting on validation. And if you keep sitting waiting on validation, you like, I'm going to wait on validation. And when the validation don't come, you going to keep sitting there. God say, no. All the validation you need comes from him. All of it. So if you keep getting words, validation, something in your spirit that keep telling you to go do this, God say, what are you waiting on? He said he is the only word you needed to hear from. The only voice you needed to hear from. And I'm coming to tell y'all that because for so long, like I said, I'm just using my testimony as an example. I'm going to wait until they say, oh, you doing a good job. God say, no. You go do a good job and be proud of yourself because you didn't let fear stop you. God said, go do a good job because you didn't let doubt stop you. God said, go do a good job because you didn't let the old identity of brokenness stop you. God said, fear is not the problem. God said, is you doubting yourself. So you like, how do I believe in myself? How you doing on tonight? God said, go out there. And he said, boldly, go do that thing that I called you to do. He said, don't worry about, because he keep giving this to me. Don't worry about or wait about what they say. It ain't about what they say. It's about what he said. I'm just grateful on tonight, y'all, because God gave me this word. And I'm like, I got to come give it to y'all because there's somebody that need to hear it. Like I said, I just did a live and I want to welcome all of y'all to the channel. It's not by accident nor coincidence. My name is Monica Stokes, y'all. And I'm just mission to come up here and give a word of empowerment to those of you that really be feeling like you stuck. To y'all that be feeling like, all right, I'm at the end of the year and I don't see no movement. I don't see no progress. I'm here to wake you up to you literally saying, you know what? It's my fault. It's my fault for sitting here settling. It's my fault for sleeping on myself. It's my fault for not literally waking up being the bold me. It's my fault for not believing in me. It's my fault. Come on. And it's not a bad thing for you to say my fault. Say, you know what? I take responsibility for that. But you know what? Now I'm about to take the responsibility and literally change my story. Talking to you. Take the responsibility off of your pain and say, you know what? I'm going to use that pain that tried to keep me stuck. I'm going to use that pain that tried to keep me in bondage. Hey, Miss Williams, I'm going to use that pain that tried to tell me that I was the old broken me, the broke down me that was going to stay stuck. I'm going to take what the naysayers said that I couldn't do. I'm going to take what the old version of me told me that I couldn't do. I'm going to take all of that, and I'm going to start really working on me. And what does that look like for you? And I'm telling y'all this because, like I said, I literally just did a live, and I'm excited because I'm like, God, where is this coming from? God said, because I got you on assignment, daughter, talking to me. He said, I need you to go up there because somebody need to hear this. Because you listening to all the outside noise. You waiting on somebody to tell you to go ahead. You waiting on somebody approval. And God say the approval you have been approved. God say you need to start denying anything that he not telling you that is of good, that is of abundance, that is of love, that is of victory. God say that thing again. Instead of you waiting on the approval, the validation, the go ahead, God said you need to silence the voices of fear. And he said, I need you to start listening. And this is places like this, y'all, that's going to help drown out that negativity. That's how life started to change for me, y'all. I love to give my testimony on how God helped me to start molding me until he authentically, boldly, courageously called me to be. When you don't worry about what the naysayers got to say, when you don't worry about the validation or waiting on other people, when God tell you to make that move, you start making moves in silence. First off, because everybody don't need to know the moves that you're making. Yes, Miss Williams. I'm slowing down to read your comments on tonight. Yes, I'm reading your comments. Like I said, I just literally did a video, but God say, "Ooh, I need you to go tell them." You may say that you may be struggling, but I want you to change it into this. So you know what? I'm going to try. So take the I can't, ooh, because that's what you have to do. You got to shift your I can't, woo, to I'm going to try. What's the best that can happen? That was the old me I used to think. What if this? What if that? Be thinking the worst. And God say, I need you to start thinking the best because you are my best. God say, I only make the best. Talking to you. Woo! God say, I make the best. So he said, I need you to start seeing yourself as the best. Meaning, not that you better than nobody. I ain't talking on that level. So let's not think like the world way. Oh, I'm just this, that, and the third. No, 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 no. I'm talking about you not your mistakes. God say, use the mistakes to teach you. Say, you know what? Those mistakes weren't necessarily a bad thing. They taught me something. So I want you to think about some mistakes you have made. I'm going to use my life, y'all. Being in relationships God didn't call me to in my past. It taught me how to love myself. I used to say, how people be single, y'all? This will be year 5, going on 6, that I've been totally single. But it's been in these years that I have learned my identity in God. It's been in these years that I have learned how to really love myself. It's been in these years that I have learned to take relationships, validation, and approval of other people off a pedestal, and I put God where he had always needed to be in my life. I didn't have God there. I had other people there. I felt like if they left my life, all was lost. And that's not the truth. So if that's you feeling like that, oh, I can't let go of them. If God is telling you let go of them, I said God, not me. But if God is leading you to let go of a certain relationship, God say it's because you didn't put that relationship on a pedestal and you don't know how to truly love yourself because you feel like all is lost if they gone. And a lot of times, God be rocking the boat when we learn our identity in him. And by the way, that's what he doing for you on the night. He waking you up to your victorious one identity so that you're going to be woke up spiritually. You're going to start seeing yourself spiritually. You're going to start seeing your circumstances different spiritually. You're going to be like, I really was sleeping on myself. I was really settling on myself. I really am. Ms. Williams, you're welcome to email me. I'm not coaching right now, but you know that I love you. So send me an email and we may be able to link up, all right? So send me an email, stokesmonica86@gmail.com, because that's what I'm here for. I'm up here to help wake up every victorious ones that want what God has given me, freedom. I'm ready to wake y'all up to what God has given me, woken me up to my purpose. I'm ready to wake y'all up to what God has given me, my identity. Because for so long, y'all, I was lost. I was broken. I was confused. I felt like I needed validation from everybody else. But I'm telling y'all, in this season, now I see why God had to build me where he did it with God and him. Certain relationships, God said, you got to say bye-bye to the relationships. Certain environments, God said, you got to say bye-bye to that. Because first off, God said, I didn't align that. Second off, God said, you have outgrown that. And another reason why God do that, because he shows you him in the midst of when all else leave you and forsake you. And I'm not telling y'all that thing be feeling good. But you going to start seeing the puzzle pieces connect. So right now in your life, you may feel like all the puzzle pieces are all over there. Woo! But when you get real with God, obedient with God, and y'all notice I said obedient and real with God, because it takes action. Action meaning you're doing what God told you. So others are not going to understand your moves with God. People you might break up with might get mad at you. I have been there. And I'm like, if you only knew, I want to stay with you. Talking about the old me. But I knew I had to break that off because God said, you got all this ahead of me and it's blocking your vision. But now I see what God had to do, what he was doing, because he was making me into a whole different person. We be blinded to who we called to be because we be settling. Y'all notice I said we, because I've been there. We be stuck and we be asking God for more. God say, how I'm going to take you to more if you settling for less? God say, how I'm going to take you and raise you up and elevate you if you haven't even took the first step? I'm just being real. We be scared to move because we worrying about what they say. God say, how you worrying about what they say if they're not even moving and stepping and walking with God? Woo! We be scared because we be in bondage. And like I said, I'm just here to tell y'all and to wake you up to some things that I had to grow through. And still growing, y'all. But some things that I grew through, I know that I'm here to help and lead y'all out of that thing. Because I don't want y'all sitting here next year, even this time, saying, I didn't know the information. I come up here freely and give it to y'all because I knew there was a season and there's still times when I need to hear realness that gonna help break me free from things. I'm like, God, what's the answer? Ooh. So if you've been looking for the answer, God put the answer right in front of us. But sometimes we don't like to hear the realness because we like the superficialness. I'm breaking it down tonight, y'all. And I hope y'all can hear me because sometimes this phone go to acting up. Sometimes we be okay with the fakeness, but the fakeness can only be pretty for so long. I said it. Eventually, you want the real stuff. You want the real transformation in your life. You want the real identity switch in your life. You want to get to really know God for real in your life. Not just to hear it from other people, but you want to experience him for real. And when you experience him for real, he'll put a fire in you and you'll be like, God, I got to be obedient to you. Like I told you, I just did a live and I was like, God, he said, I need you to go up there and tell him some more. And I'm like, all right. I am being disobedient right now, but intentional. I want to tell you something on tonight, Ms. Williams. None of us are perfect. So I want you to take that idea out of your mind right now. And I get it, and I love that you put the realness, but I want to pour some realness and some faith into your life on tonight. Even if this video is just for you. I need you to know it's not by accident nor coincidence that God has locked you into this channel. And it's the time me and you have actually spoken. You have to be able to keep on growing even when it get hard. It has been in them hard places where I kept going with God, where I felt like I literally was in a tunnel. My coach, Latoya Kia, always talk about that when you in a tunnel. But you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You know that there's hope at the end of the tunnel. You have to keep going through the tunnel. And once you reach it and you keep on going, you're going to see why you had to go through certain tests and trials God's way. You notice I keep emphasizing God's way. And like I said, this channel is not for everybody. And I'm okay with that. That's the same thing with you. You got to be okay with your transformation not being for everybody. You got to be okay with your purpose not being for everybody. Think about an iPhone and an Android. Woo! Some people they got to have an Apple phone. When other people, they got to have an Android phone. So that's the same thing with you. You're not going to be for everybody, but you got to be all right with that. But you got to be for God, and you got to be for you. Woo! We be choosing and losing ourselves to be the person for everybody else, changing up our identity, changing up how we talk, changing up how we believe and see ourselves. Like if somebody say, for instance, I don't like your hair, or I don't like how you talk, or I don't like this, we zone in on that and think something wrong with us. But God say, no, like what you like about you, embrace what you like about you, so love about you. Because when the enemy come in and other people, hey Joshua, I love your name. When other people say what they say about you, oh, I don't like that about you. Or why are you wearing that? Or why are you talking like that? You ain't mad at them. That's just their opinion. Woo. Let them have an opinion. Woo. But you need to know that you love how God made you. I had somebody once say to me, you always so happy. And I could have been offended. And I could have snapped back at them and said this, that, and the third to them. Oh, I did. I love the name Joshua. I've learned what the name Joshua means, especially in the word. You know what I'm saying? You have a powerful, powerful, powerful name. When you learn your identity in God, it's deeper than how you look anyways. Your spirit, when you start learning the power that you carry, that God gives you, the authority that God gives you, he start letting you discern certain things. It's going to shock you. You're going to be like, God, why do I see this the way that I see it? God say, cause I have woken you up and you can discern things more. And with that being said, it's not to be judgmental, but you're going to see people differently, because God say they don't even know what they do. They know not what they do. When people go criticizing you, when people go talking down on you, they don't even know what they're doing. They talking about the light. Woo! Huh. Because God brought you out the dark. Come on. So God said, you ain't got to go around here going tit for tat or explaining your light. You been grown out of that darkness. That's what God do when you heal, y'all. God put so much in you and he helped you to see it in such a way, you're going to be like, I really was settling. I really was sleeping on myself. I really was holding myself in bondage. Because let me tell y'all something. The more you elevate, talking to you because you are, the more you grow, the more that you literally boldly walk in the authentic trueness of who God called you to be, it's going to come with some pushback. It's going to come with people having a problem with you simply because you chose to choose who chose you. Woo! You chose to choose who chose you. Talking about God. Instead of you out here choosing to be a version of you that God ain't never called you to be like. We be selling it on versions and identities of who God ain't never told us to be. God said, I need you to embrace you. Love you. So you okay when certain people fall off, when you okay when certain people say what they say, when you understand certain people start moving shifty around you because you chose to authentically be who he called you to be. And it's not saying that you don't love people. It's not saying that. It's just that you start to really understand, I maybe was never called to stay broken. God didn't choose me to stay victim. God didn't choose me to stay in sorrow. He's choosing you. Yes, you. To wake up boldly to the victorious identity that he always put in you. But we go through stuff in life, y'all, that buries that identity. But glory be to God, y'all, because he gets all the glory. He always knows what we need when we need it. So if you in this season of like, I really feel lost. I really feel confused. I really feel stuck. I really feel broken. You're not in a bad place. You're just in the position where God is going to start processing you. He is processing you. He is preparing you to where he's taking you. I would hear my pastor say that and I didn't quite understand it. But now I get it. God had to process me to be bold and courageous to do what I do for his kingdom. This right here takes boldness. This right here takes courageousness. This right here takes not being distracted. This right here takes me to stand on what God told me to do. The old me would have never, because I would have waited on validation. I would have waited on approval. But God. So like I said, I'm just here to give y'all a word that God put in me. And I really pray that this word get to you, Miss Williams and Joshua that's up here. It's not by accident. Y'all are up here. I literally was like, God, go back up there live. He said, yes, because there's victorious ones that are settling, daughter. They stuck and they sleeping on themselves. And they need to wake up. I said, what? So that's the mandate on my life. I got to wake y'all up. So if right now you so tired, the relationships God ain't called you to, whoo, it's on you to do what God tell you to do. It's not on Monica Stokes. It's not on the person that you with. If you so tired with an individual and God ain't called you to be in that relationship, and you know that God didn't call you to that, and you just doing it because out of your fleshly ways, and I'm not saying this to be mean or condemn y'all, I've been there. That may be the block right there. You settling in relationships God didn't call you to. And then from there, God is going to be able to say, you know what? You're open and available. Because sometimes we don't be open and available to hear from God, to make time for God. Because we so open and available for people, places, and things that is not even aligned up with us. And y'all, God literally has been intentional in this season with me with that. God say, okay, how bad do you want it? I'm talking about things that I've been praying for. And God say, if you really want it bad enough, I'm being real with y'all about me. He said, all right, I need your focus to be locked in. And that's the only way I can hear from God the way I do, y'all. That's the only way my spirit can be so full of what he has given me to release to y'all. Because I cannot allow any person, place, thing to steal my alignment, my joy, my peace, because then I wouldn't be full enough to do what God has given me to give to y'all. But y'all, all of this come out of obedience. So I'm very particular about my time and my energy. I tell y'all that all the time because that's the only way I can fulfill the purpose that God has given me. God has not put you on earth to stay broken, to stay lost, to stay confused, to worry about the validation of other people. God has an assignment for you too. And when you learn your identity in God, let me tell you something. You're going to not have that fear. You're not going to have that doubt because you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to do what God called me to do, even if I don't have the best this, that, and that. Because I got Holy Spirit with me. So I'm going to do what God called me to do. Yes, do that thing now, Ms. Williams. Don't even wait till 2026. Start tonight. I said it. That's when you get for real, and it's not you being mean. You may need to go through your phone like I have had to do in several seasons. Delete, delete, delete. And then when people go to texting you, you're going to have to put, I'm not sure who you are. I'm not telling you what to do, but when you get for real, I've had to do that. Delete people out my phone. And when they text me, I had to put, I'm not sure who you are, or either I just didn't respond. And it's not the people, it was me. So that's when you can't be like so mad or feel like they did something to you. You just know that you know that you know they're not part of where God is taking you. You got to be like, I got to delete that. And God going to get so serious with you. When you get serious with you, he going to be like, you can't even listen to that no more. You going to listen to certain stuff. You going to be like, that's toxic. That ain't becoming of me. They ain't aligned up with what God talking about. Hey, Brother Keith, welcome back, sugar. I'm telling you, when you get for real, and you get for real tired, and you for real tired of chasing the fake stuff, and you like, I really want to be aligned with what they got over there. The peace they got over there, the joy they got over there, the testimony they got out of the stuff that they've been through. And that's where I was at, y'all. I was like, oh, God, bring me the people that really have grown through some stuff. So I like to tell y'all the real mess that I've been through. But then I want to tell y'all what it came with. It came with me learning my identity in God. It came with me of seasons of me not worrying what other people think, feel, say. Because if I sat there waiting on their approval, I would never have certain opportunities that God has opened doors, an opportunity for me even in this season. And sometimes, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, it get a little lonely. Meaning, this is what I mean by lonely. Sometimes you be like, I wish they would cheer for me because I'm human too. But then you start remembering what God said. God say, love them for they know not what they do. Certain people don't even know your identity in God because you don't know your identity in God. So the more you wake up to your true identity in God, you're not going to be mad with people no more. You're not going to take it personal no more because you're going to see yourself the way that God needed you to see yourself. And that takes you putting your eyes, your focus, your energy, and your time into that of God. And you may say, that's a lot of work. Let me tell you something. It start becoming a lifestyle and not work after a while. Because that used to be the old me. God, this going to be a lot of work. God be like this. I'm doing all the work and all the fixing. Woo! God said, I just need you to take what I have given you and be led. So God be the one doing all the work. But it's us that have to be like, you know what? I need to be obedient. And I love to talk about Noah because I feel like that's the season that I am in. God say, I need you to go build that thing. I'm talking about this. Victorious One channel. This the year, y'all. God say, and I'm talking about not 2026. I'm talking about now. We need to say, I'm going to start building and I'm going to be relentless on building. You building, becoming the victorious you. And I don't want y'all to be like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. God brought y'all here to this channel. So y'all will see me up here and there's so many videos already on this channel. I'm being obedient to God. So I ain't worried about when other people be like, you over there releasing another video. You can't worry about that. You got to be like, I got work to do. Because I got a victory to obtain. We be wanting all this stuff. But God say, what work have you done? How bad did you really want it? Or did you just say you wanted it and you keep sitting there? I ain't sitting there no more. I ain't being stuck no more. I'm not staying in cycles no more. And y'all don't either. Come on. That being stuck, that being mediocrity, that being the same version of us, that not growing, that not changing, come on, that not getting the victory, it ain't working no more. Woo! So we gonna do the work together. We gonna encourage each other. We gonna grow together. We gonna talk about the real talk together. So we'll be able to say together, look what the Lord has done. When the world thought, when the world didn't choose, that's their loss. And that was your lesson. Meaning, it was the world loss when you didn't settle like the world thought you would. But you got up and you started believing in yourself. And that was your lesson to understand that all along, God had more for you. Yes, you. So that's how we have to look at some losses. That just taught me something. That just taught me something. So don't look at it as a bad thing. Say, that taught me something. That breakup, it taught me how to love me. Them calling me everything but a child of God, it taught me that persecution is real. Them over there throwing darts at me, them over there bringing up my past, okay, that just taught me how they look at me. But God say, let them talk, let them look at you like your past, and you get underground with him and do the work. And this is what underground look like. You putting down other things that is not becoming of you. And y'all, I tell y'all this because I did this literally like 5 years ago. I never forget when God brought certain individuals in my path. And I literally gleaned from what they were saying. And I'm not saying I understood everything. But the more that I stayed locked in, the more that I became intentional, the more I became obedient, I just started seeing a new version of me arise. I stopped being a doormat to people. I stopped settling. I stopped staying in environments that I had outgrown. Just being real with y'all. I stopped worrying about telling everybody the next moves I had to make. Because a lot of moves you going to make, You're not going to get the approval, or the appreciation of other people. God is the one cheering you on. God is the one that gave you the approval. And God is the one that's going to appreciate you most. I said it. So you got to be okay with everybody not cheering for you. If anything, some people not going to expect you to do your new thing. So you don't need to hear the noise of negativity. You don't need to hear the noise of you the pig. You don't need to hear that. You need to be over here ooh, in environments where we all growing together. Where we over here talking about what the Lord has done together. We don't need to be worrying about hearing the outside chatter of negativity. Oh, you the pig. Because I used to think like that. But like I said, I'm so grateful on tonight. Y'all continue to grow. Y'all continue to be who God called you to be. Even if it's just God and you. Because you're going to be so grateful that you did not stay stuck. You're going to be so grateful that you did not settle. You're going to be so grateful that you did not sleep on yourself. That's what this channel is about, by the way. To be God's victorious one, you got to take accountability and responsibility for what your life look like right now. I seen a quote one time, not sure who said it. It said, when you look at your life right now, it is actually a reflection of your decisions. When you look at your life right now, it's actually a reflection of your decisions. So we can't be mad at people if we not out here win the way God told us to win. And I can tell y'all that with everything in me, because I used to sit there and settle, be stuck. And I'm like, God, when the victory gonna come? When the change gonna come in? The victory has always been yours, but God be waiting on us. We be waiting on God. God said, I'm going to take you just like you are. I'm going to meet you right where you are, because that's what God do. Woo! God takes you the way that you are. How else is he going to take you? He not going to take us as the best us, because we're never going to be the best us without God anyways. So God takes us how we used to cuss and all. God takes us where how we used to be in fornication and all. God takes us when we had a record and all. Why? Because he said, I'm going to take that mess, come on, that you created, and I'm going to fix it. Because that's what he do. But the thing about God fixing it, y'all, we have to be obedient and get over there with God. We cannot have our foot in the world and our foot over here with God. Just like I said on that other live. We can't have God on the back burner. Woo! And then when we need him over here, ooh, let me go get God. God say, that ain't how this works. When you start learning the knowledge, this is what y'all doing, by the way, with this channel, just letting you know. When you start learning the truth, God holds you accountable to that. I'm just being real. And just like I'm telling y'all this, I'm held accountable for what I tell y'all. So I'm never to come up here and sugarcoat it for you and tell you, ooh, victory is yours. Victory is on the way. And you can keep living the way that you living. Keep on making the decisions that you making. That ain't how God works. God ain't going to get me from not telling y'all the truth. You got to start moving like God tell you to move. You got to start being obedient the way God tell you to be obedient. Even if it looks strange to everybody else. Even if nobody else is cheering for you. You got to do what God called you to do. That's how I feel right now, even as I'm doing this. I didn't know who was going to show up on the live. I just knew God was here. God said, go press play. God said, I need you to be obedient, because he said there's somebody that need to hear this realness on tonight, because God said they out there sleeping and settling, and I need them to wake up to the realness of who they created to be, because God did not create us, y'all, to settle. He did not create us to be the same, but he created us to be victorious, and that comes with you being different. God say, we love to say we the chosen one. Ooh. We chosen, we set apart. But God say, being chosen, it come with a price. Being set apart, come with a price. Meaning, You not going to be understood. You going to be different. You going to be set apart. You going to talk different from the world. You not going to move like the world. You going to be different. And you got to be all right with that. So God says, stop trying to blend in with the world. Stop trying to be like the world. And he said, be like the victorious you. Y'all notice I said, we got victorious ones all over the world. Woo! Me over here in Georgia. Brother Keith, you in California. Miss Williams, I forget where you located out of. Put that in the comments for me, please. But God got us scattered around. Because God say, I need victorious ones all over the globe. Come on. Because I'm waking you up to your identity, because you being who I called you to be, talking to you, is going to wake up other people. Woo! So God don't wake us up to the new us for us to walk around like we better than nobody. Woo! No, he wakes us up to who we called to be, because he like, now you about to go into this store, Ms. Williams, over there in Texas, and you're going to be the one that go into the environment that's going to shift the room. You, Brother Keith, when you in California walking your walk, being Brother Keith with your spiritual boost, he said somebody might hear what you saying over there, and it's going to help them out of their darkness. Woo! So God say, stop hiding who you called to be. And Morrison over here in Georgia too. Welcome to the live, sweetheart. God say, I needed you to be where you at. Because God say, your spirit, come on, is going to help somebody else out. So God say, stop trying to blend in, because you ain't going to blend in anyways. Stop trying to be like the world, because you was not called to be like the world. Come on. And I'm saying that because that's all out of seriousness. And that's where the accountability come in. Yes, the blessing of the Lord is beautiful, y'all. Yes, the peace of God is indescribable. But God is intentional, because he holds us accountable. He holds us accountable. And the beauty in that, it gives you freedom, because now you're submitting to God's way, God's will, and not trying to be like the world, not waiting on validation of the world. This right here, what I'm doing, y'all, and I'm really just about to give y'all a testimony. This is a dream for me. I used to say, God, what is my purpose? God, what is my calling? This is my purpose. This is my calling right here on YouTube, where I get to speak to y'all from all over the world. And I never knew, because I thought I was too shy. I thought I was too introverted. I thought, oh, I got these thicker glasses, and y'all know my kiki hair when I have my natural hair. Oh, I stumble over my words. But see, God ain't looking for all that. God uses my kinky hair, my thicker glasses, my louder voice. God uses all of that. So I go to tell y'all that God is not looking. Yes, we need to be decency and order, but he is not looking for you to be what the world say is beautiful. God say, love you for how he created you. Woo. Become the better you, of course. But God say, embrace who you called to be. Because out here pretending to try to be like somebody else, that ain't who God called us to be. Nope. Nope. And I appreciate y'all too, Brother Keith. Like I said, I didn't even know I was going to come back up here live. I literally went to go pick the young man up from work, y'all. And literally while I was in my room, I was about to record a video for y'all. But God led me. He said, I need you to go up there and I need you to put a little more work in. So that's what I did. I put some work in for the kingdom on tonight, because I knew I had to, y'all. And I'm so grateful, overly grateful, that I get to do what God called me to do. And I know it's not for everybody, but I know it's for y'all. So if y'all see me showing up, it's because I'm doing it all for the kingdom. I know that my purpose is to help wake y'all up spiritually to who God called y'all to be. And when I tell you, it's such a freedom. And being who God called you to be, it breaks you free from settling. It breaks you free from waiting on other people to pick you. It breaks you free waiting on the applause of other people. And when it breaks you free, it makes you be available for what all God have for you. Whatever your purpose is, whatever your gift is. And I heard Steve Harvey once say this, and I'm going to share it with y'all. He's like, if you don't know what your gift is, think about what you do the easiest without much effort. when I trace my life, all my life, before I even became kingdom or tied in as close with God, y'all, I always been a motivator. When I meet people, I can naturally say something encouraging. Y'all excuse me, my allergies. For instance, today I went to eat and I seen somebody, he had some nice eyes. I said, don't take this the wrong way, but you got some nice eyes. So I've always been an encourager and a motivator. But it was a season in my life, y'all, I had lost that. I had lost it. God didn't lose that part of me. But that part of me was buried by hurt. That part of me was buried from my own choices. That part of me that wasn't aligned with God, by the way. That part of me was buried. But God has helped raise me up out of that. That dirt, my past. And so since he has helped do that for me through using other individuals, I'm able to help do that for y'all. I have a passion for this. Even when it's not perfect, I'll be like, I know I got to go tell them this. Because God say, go talk to somebody on the night. Because he said, wake them up, wake them up. Wake them up, wake them up. Yes, God's not looking for perfect, but he's looking for faithfulness. That's right, in progress. God wants us to be making progress in our life. That's what he's looking for. So we need to look at our life and say, you know what? And that's me talking to y'all. Let me be proud of you. Come on. For something that you did this year that maybe you would have never done before. Whatever it is. And it could be something tonight. Because the year ain't over with yet. Start being proud of the progress that you have made. And start making a declaration to yourself. Personal service announcement to you. And say, I'm supposed to be victorious. Woo! When you really get that within your spirit, you say, since I'm supposed to be victorious, I'm not supposed to be over here living in mediocrity. Since I'm called to be victorious, I'm not supposed to be talking fear, doubt, insecurity, darkness, negativity. Since I'm called to be victorious, I need to really start moving and walking by faith. Since God has called me, chosen me, assigned, and missioned me, talking to you to be victorious, why am I waiting on other people to approve me, pick me, and validate me? Woo! So since you know that you're victorious, talking to you, it's time for you to truly move victorious. It's time for you to truly talk victorious. It's time for you to really get in environments where we're really being victorious. Come on. And y'all, I'm not saying that it's just going to happen overnight. But when you start taking the steps, you're going to start seeing progress. You're going to start seeing the resilience that's in you. Because that's how I feel, y'all. I never thought that God would put within me. And it's not me demeaning God. I'm just telling you how I used to think. I never thought God would give me all the words that he give me to talk to y'all. But y'all see tonight, it's so much I had to say. I had to get back up here and tell y'all. God is faithful. He gives us everything that we need. I used to say, how people talk without notes? Sometimes I will. But today, God said, I just need you to go flow with what I put in you. And I'll be like, God telling that? God say yes, because they need to hear the realness of your testimony. They need to hear real growth. They need to hear real transformation. They need to hear what real pain felt like. And then God say they also need to hear and see what real accountability look like and where it takes you. So that's what I do to show y'all. Accountability has helped me to grow relentlessness in me. I used to give up on stuff so easy. Now, through my journey with doing these YouTube videos, it has taught me how to not give up. It has taught me to keep on going. And doing that, it has just helped me in so many different ways in my life, all right? For those of y'all that's interested in coaching, I'm currently not coaching because I am in a season of transitioning behind the scenes, which is a good thing, which is an answered prayer. With knowing that, I have had to know how to put my time and my energy. As y'all know, I still do videos. But if y'all are interested in coaching with me, y'all can email me on my email. And then from there, I'll let you know what we can do to set up a coaching session. And it is where you will sew into it, meaning there is a particular price on it. I just like to be honest because I am a certified life coach. So I'm not just telling you, you just giving me money. No, I have a service as a life coach. So I come up here and I freely do give y'all a lot of information. But if you're looking for personal growth, personal development, personal one-on-one coaching, y'all can email me and I'll let you know what comes into you actually setting up a session with me. And I'm a real growth coach. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to help you strategize it, but it takes you to do the work. So I can never coach somebody that's not looking for growth, looking for accountability. I just like to be honest. I don't want you to just book sessions because you just want to link up and talk to me. No, I want you to book a session if God leads you for one. Also, if you're really looking for growth, if you're really looking for accountability, because I'm going to be the one that's going to hold you accountable, but you got to do the work as well, all right? And that's something I learned in life, y'all. You can get all the coaching, all the motivational words, but when it really get down to the nitty gritty, you really got to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to do the work. But that's one thing you're going to never regret. You are never going to regret putting all the love, all the peace, all the transformation, all the time, and all the energy that you've been given to different things that was not aligned up with you being who God called you to be. You are going to be so grateful that you decided to lay down what had to go and start focusing in on what God said that had to be a part of who you called to be. Because you're going to say all along, all that I felt was a sacrifice, it was necessary. Y'all hear me out when I tell y'all that. All that what I used to thought was a sacrifice, because it hurt at first, because I had to let go of Monica Way. God knew all along that it was going to be hard for me to part ways with that. Why? Because I made all of that my God. But when you get past the hurt, the pain, you're going to say, now I see why it was necessary. Because certain people, places, habits, and mindset was never aligned up with you. Yes, you becoming the victorious you. You're really tired of being stuck, if you're really tired of settling, if you're really tired of sleeping on yourself, it's time for you today to say, you know what, self? I'm about to truly become the victorious me. And it's not about nobody else. Y'all know I'm raising my 4. But the beauty in that, y'all, when I decided to grow to become who God called me to be, I'm giving y'all a testimony for you to glean off of. It helped me to become the better mother. So that's the same thing with you. If you a parent, if you even married, you're going to become the better you, and it's going to grow the relationships that God intended it to grow anyway. I was growing the wrong relationship that God ain't tell me to grow. Come on. Staying broken in that. That's why God said all of that toxicity got to go. All of that brokenness got to go. Because God said, I'm doing a new thing. Come on. But the old got to go. Ooh. So I don't need y'all to say, I'm going to wait until 2026. Y'all, I'm going to be real. That's cliche talk. That's surface level talk. And I'm not demeaning it. I'm just being real. Because we can wait on the clock changing. But God say, that's not going to change you. The only thing that changes us is when we make the decision. That's the only thing that changes us, is when we make the decision. Y'all be blessed on tonight, Miss Williams. You just continue to grow, queen. Like I said, if you want to link up with me with coaching, just send me an email and I'll let you know what we can do. I'm just grateful to be able to keep pouring into y'all. I'm just obedient, y'all. I'm not asking nothing from y'all. I'm just here to do what God has given me to do, and that's to serve y'all. Give y'all realness that's going to help you wake you up, all right? And God is not looking for perfection. He just looking for you to be who he called you to be. Come on. Making the sacrifices and being obedient the way he taught you to be. And like I just said, I got to say this before I go. Because I know this is not for everybody. But God say, and I'm talking about for me, my purpose as of right now to y'all. Because y'all going to get in a season where God going to show you your purpose. So this going to help y'all in the future. As you growing and how you're going and doing what God called you to do. That's why waiting on the validation of other people come into play. When you start doing what God called you to do, how you doing on tonight, Jesus Christ 48? You ain't waiting on the validation of other people. Because if you're in this season of your life and you're like, I need the validation of them. I need to approve it of them. I need to apply to them. You're going to keep sitting there. Because there's going to be certain people that God brings into your life, into your story for your purpose. And I'm learning that with the life that I live in. My purpose and my calling and my anointing is not for everybody, but it's for y'all. Because I know what it felt like to kept sitting there stuck, broken, and settling. I know what it felt like. And since I know what it felt like, and I know what it felt like, the pain that it felt like to get delivered from that stuff, I know how hard it was. But then I also know the victory, the worth, the value, so much I can say on the other side of all of that pain. It had to happen, come on, because it woke me up to who I was always called, purpose, assigned, mission to be, victorious. So that's the same thing to you. All right. I'm so blessed to have all of y'all as a part of this channel. Y'all continue to put y'all post notifications on so y'all will know when I'm up here live. Y'all continue to subscribe, continue to like the content. With y'all subscribing and liking, it's just going to send more victorious ones to the channel, y'all. Like I said, I'm just on the purpose. All right. For those of you, like I said, is looking to coach, me to coach, and I am a certified life coach, so I'm not just saying a life coach. I am certified. Y'all can not only through certification through Latoya Okia, but also y'all, my life certified me. So if y'all are looking for growth, y'all are looking for a true connection, y'all can definitely email me. And then, like I said, from there, we'll set up what we need to set up. Because I want to see y'all grow. I want to hear y'all testimonies, because my purpose is to help y'all. It's not for me just to sit on it, but it's to help y'all. I want to hear how this help y'all. Not just to hear a good word and then y'all leave off and say, that's a good word, Monica Stokes. I don't want to just hear that this was a good word. I want to hear how it transformed your life. I want to hear how it changed your life. That's why I come up here and talk the way I do. I don't wait on the perfect time. I use the time that God has given me. And he has given you the same time. I love y'all. That's why I can say it like that. So how much time have you been putting into other people, things, and habits that is not aligned? And like I said, at first it felt like a job and it felt like work when I started transforming and becoming y'all. But now it has truly become a lifestyle. If a certain person plays, if it don't line up, I already know spiritually. It's not them. It's not the place. It's not the habit. But it's because my mindset is different. All right. Y'all be blessed and y'all be encouraged on tonight. And truly make the decision to say, I may not be for everybody. Come on. But I'm forward to becoming a victorious me, because you are. You are not to be that broken you, that lost you, that settled you, that sleeping on that yourself you. No. I said it like that because I want you to know you're not. So it's time for you to truly take the steps. Stepping away, saying no to what does not align, so that you can start saying yes to who God has called you to be, victorious. Y'all, it has been your coach tonight. I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited for the channel. I'm excited just in general for what God is doing. But God say, I need y'all to put the work in. Woo! I'm just being real. We ask for the victory. We ask for the breakthrough. But God say it's going to take you to do what is necessary, all right? Y'all be blessed and y'all be encouraged. And I am proud of y'all. Y'all continue to show up. It's been your motivational speaker for the kingdom of God, Monica Stokes. Y'all be blessed.